News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, a roof is destroyed by high winds.
We get a look inside a marijuana grow house.
And News 46 hooks up another local to free TV. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Zach Reinert. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, March 29th, 2016. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Zach Reinert for News 46.
A homeowner can no longer live in his house after yesterday's high windstorm. News 46 caught up with Fire Chief Scott Lewis to talk about yesterday's emergency calls.
West Wilson, we actually received a telephone report from the Sheriff's Dispatch indicating that a roof had lifted and separated from a structure due to the high winds. We responded with an engine company and myself. Upon arrival, we found that a large section of roof, and actually even including the roof, the materials that actually support the roof, had actually separated from the primary dwelling and flopped over, and were still a high risk because of the winds that we were still experiencing.
Was this on a manufactured home?
No, it was a combination. It was a modified structure. It had a manufactured dwelling component at the heart of the structure, and then wood frame from there on. One thing we noted, though, that it appeared to be an absence of the appropriate type of anchoring system within the roof structure to prohibit such kind of things.
Was there any residents home at the time?
There were. The resident was actually occupied the structure at the time, heard the roof lifting off, and then saw it flop over. So it was actually quite a scene. And as I mentioned earlier, it still remained a high risk because the winds continued, and so that was unsecure for the longest time. Called Buildings and Safety in. They came in and they had the roof secured. So it lasted throughout the rest of the high winds for that day.
This could have been a danger to neighbors, right?
It could have been a danger to numerous, the occupant, the neighbors, any pedestrian or motor vehicle traffic traveling down on Wilson at that time. So there was a lot of considerations. We just wanted to create a safe area, make sure everybody that was safe in the immediate area as well as potential.
So is there a follow-up today on that as to if the resident is allowed to stay inside the home? Or?
Actually, they're not allowed to stay in the home. We know that, and they have another residence to travel to and stay with family members.
And any other things going on with that?
No, that's it for right now. We secured the utilities, and like I said, the large section of roof was secured, and thus to minimize the further risk.
Emergency crews responded to a utility pole problem, which was the result of yesterday's high winds on David Street.
As we were finishing the initial call, we were dispatched a report of a leaning utility pole that had the draped lines running across the property, thus causing a secondary arcing issue within the nearby located trees and the power lines. It didn't create an immediate danger to the structure, as there was a pretty decent separation between the two. However, due to the high winds, we had to take all the necessary precautions.
There's a lot of issues with arcing power lines during the winds, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. The tree branches move, they come in contact with the live power lines, and you get a lot of arcing. And there was quite a bit of arcing in this particular situation, but it was non-hazardous to anyone that was in the safe area.
Is there any other wind-related incidents that happened yesterday?
There were numerous wind-related incidents. It was mostly local material and debris moving around individual properties and small structures being toppled over, but nothing serious that warranted our response.
Advanced Rail Energy Storage announced that its proposed commercial-scale gravity-based rail energy storage project has been granted a right-of-way lease by the Bureau of Land Management. Once operational, the 50-megawatt project will encompass 106 acres of public land in southern Nevada near Pahrump in Clark and Nye counties and help stabilize the electric grid. Aries, Nevada will connect to the Power Western grid via the facilities of the Valley Electric Association. Utilizing gravity, Aries, Nevada will store energy and release it for dispatch when it is needed. Using a single railroad track sited on a gentle grade, multiple electric locomotive cars can move up the tracks as they receive excess power from solar and wind power plants during sunny and windy days. The train cars will remain available and, when needed, be dispatched slowly downhill using their motors generated to return power to the electricity grid. Aries, Nevada will provide a wide range of ancillary services, enabling the grid to adjust to momentary changes in demand and help stabilize grid voltage and frequency. Scheduled to be underway once the permitting and environmental compliance processes are complete, the Aries, Nevada project will provide approximately 100 to 125 full-time local jobs during an 8-month construction phase and anticipates 16 full-time positions once in operation. The project's life is expected to span 40 years or more with only routine maintenance. News 46 will return in just a moment.